And I know it's a busy time of the year, so we have a bit of a smaller group with us. But for me, I think one of the best things that we can do is get some of these tactics from in the field out to other people. So we're June 19th. Just the full-time team, we're actually meeting to talk about some of the program and some of the priorities for the rest of the year. And, for us, I think one of the things that we started checking in with to our meeting is just what everyone's proud of. It's been an interesting, to say the least, run, and we're all here. And a lot of those prideful check-ins are actually some of the things that all of you and all the franchisees are actually doing right now, and how hard you're pushing and how you're problem solving and how you're making things happen. So I just want to make sure everyone knows, right now what you're doing is something that not a lot of other people have the guts to do. You've heard me say that before, and it's doing so much for you long term. And it's something to be super proud of, and our group on the full-time side is really proud of the progress and all the things that you're doing right now. So congrats to everybody on the progress. And like we've got our entrepreneur and our rookie of the week to share what they're doing. And I think that's that's a very unique thing to College Pro. You would not be able to, if you had a competing coffee shop, two competing coffee shops, and one coffee shop was full, they're probably not jumping online to tell the rest of the coffee shops in the world what they're doing, what their secret sauce is, I guess, to that point. So I think this is again super valuable, and thanks Dylan and Tarek for jumping on. Awesome job in your week last week. Why don't we start off with you, Dylan? Just what'd you do last week in terms of results, and how did you get yourself to where you were? And last time you were on here, you're talking about some 10K weeks, and you're still throwing those types of numbers up, which is awesome to see that you've been able to do it this consistently for this long. So take it away, Dylan. What have you been up to, and what have you been doing? And yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah. So I think what really helped me out last week was that I've actually hired on a marketing manager. So I have a guy full-time. I had a few production issues, so I've now had to kind of manage that more, and I kind of bounce back in between marketing and production. But now that I have a guy that's just fully on marketing, he doesn't touch any job set or anything like that. He's cleaned a few windows, so he understands the process. But his sole purpose is purely just to collect more customers for me. So I think that was definitely the key to my success last week. In the prior weeks, he was still kind of figuring out the kinks and learning, I guess, how to be his own boss in a sense. So I think he was sort of, being a little bit less efficient in that sense. And now kind of last week, I really spent a lot of time with him and showed him different things like after an estimate, have a pre-made text that you follow up with to send them all the information, things like that just make the process more efficient and allow him to save some time instead of actually writing all that out and sort of giving that customer an option for them to follow up from. And then also now for this upcoming week, I've now hired on another marketer. This is one of a person that Tony put me in touch with, actually. So he actually just came in for his second day yesterday, and he got 7 leads in 2 hours. So thank you, Tony. But yeah, he's
waiting for my referral fee.
Yeah. Send me an invoice. But yeah, no, I think for me, the key to my success have just been building out my marketing team and allowing me to focus a little bit more on production, but still having my hand in the marketing, but just having other people I can depend on to consistently do that and allow me to kind of be a roamer within my business.
Awesome. And again, I think the consistent themes week after week, which have been, there are slight nuances to them, but it's people, building your team. I think that's a huge piece of it. And then what I'm hearing you say is like systemizing, but giving them the resources and the support. So bringing on people, but then developing and working with those people to make sure that they're in the side of the business that needs the most, I guess, energy and work.
Yeah.
And giving them things that allow them to be more productive and successful in that constantly, opposed to just getting them started and giving them the basics and then off you go. It's kind of like step by step and giving them those things. So no, it's awesome. And if you got another person this week, it means you're building towards what I'm sure will be a big week next week. And you keep building that momentum. So awesome job, Dylan. Thanks. Tarek, it's all you. So again, this is I think this is what through at least I think it's 3 rookie of the weeks if I'm not mistaken for you.
Yeah,
Um,
not sure.
so if we had like the championship belts, you'd have a few hanging, I guess, on your wall right now. But again, it's been awesome to see the consistent momentum for you, and another really balanced week last week. Production plus over $5,000 in production, over $5,000 in booked work. So that balance is to me, I think, one of those like um, things that show that you're not like you're going to continue that momentum. It wasn't just a blip. So awesome job. Why don't you share with the rest of the CP fam, what you're doing to be able to have those consistent results over time.
Yeah, sure. So I think the biggest thing that I started doing last week was like getting off the job site, like letting my guys just take care of the work and basically, getting more time for me to go cold calling. Like my guys are starting to get more efficient now. They're starting to hit the budgets consistently. So I can definitely rely on them to get the work done on time. And then at the same time, I also have the time to go marketing while they're getting the work done. So that was definitely a big thing that I started doing last week. Like even if it's a big inside-outside job, I'll probably just help them with like a few of the tough windows, and then I'll let them do the rest of the work and go out and go marketing. So definitely, like last week, I just started investing a lot more time in marketing and getting new customers and taking advantage of, the market while people are still interested in our services. I'd say another thing is just being consistent and like persistent with the callbacks. So people who like ask you to call them back or they're not ready to book right away, just like make sure you're calling them like a day or two at the most after you talk to them the first time. Even if like a customer says, oh yeah, I'll call you back, like I don't really rely on them to do that. I just do it on my own. And then lastly, also make sure that wherever we're producing a job, I have like a dot map on my phone to see like all of our leads and previous customers. And there's definitely a lot of previous customers who have like numbers that are out of service or I haven't been able to get in touch with them yet. So, the dot map is really useful because I can just go in person, tell them, we're just down the street producing a job. I haven't been able to get in touch with you guys yet. Would you be interested in like, using our services again this year? So I guess like the main thing for me was just investing more time in marketing and stepping away from production and letting my guys take care of that on their own.
It's awesome. So again, just to validate, I'm hearing a bunch of different things in there, like the follow-ups. It's so key, right? Making sure you're on that, using multiple sources, like when you're in an area, using a dot map and, being able to go multiple ways to contact somebody, previous customers, not giving up on it, right? Like being persistent and consistent, and then giving yourself the space to put time and energy into another area of the business by relying on the people that are in your business to take care of their job, right? And do their job with that. Quick question for you. Was that, for some people, it's really challenging, right? To release the rain, give them the space. Like you said the words, like give them the space to go do it.
Yeah.
Was that tough for you? Was it easy for you? How was that, I guess, as you went through that for the first time?
Yeah, I guess at the beginning, it was a bit like, I was a bit uncertain about what to expect with just 2 guys on a job site. But like, I'm fortunate to have like 2 really efficient and reliable employees. Like I literally just tell them this is an outside job. I don't even have to explain like the ladder placements or anything. Like they basically already got all that stuff nailed down. So, yeah, it's been working really well for me. Obviously at the beginning, like I wasn't sure how it would work, but like right now they're starting to consistently hit the budgets, which is great.
Awesome. Perfect. So again, I think with that, it's making sure they've got the capability, and once they do, giving them the space, which allows you to again go do something with that other time. So awesome job, Tarek. Thanks for the share and great work over the last little while.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. And Kat, great timing. So you jump on. That's awesome. Thanks for joining with us. And I know Kat, for you, Jessica's been sharing a little bit just about with the full-time team that you're getting leads from a lot of other sources and just different things that you're doing. So I'd love to hear and have you share just a little bit of like the other ways that you're getting leads right now, because it seems like it's working for you.
Yeah, so I have a Google business, and I've had a Google ad going kind of for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I just kind of get sporadic calls throughout the day. I mean, like, it's kind of hard because some of them go to the other franchisees in the area, but like, I mean, that's business for the area, which is good. I've been kind of silent on Facebook, so that hasn't been really working, but I also trying to think of what else I use. I have flyers that I made, like personalized flyers. I've had really good results from that. And just kind of like word of mouth. We've been definitely upselling on jobs and getting referrals through the people that we're working with. So that's been really great as well.
What does your flyer look like when I say that? Because that's a really cool thing that that's just you getting another option, right? And you put it there as like the flyers are going really well. What'd you set on it? What'd you put on it? I think you put it in the WhatsApp group, but that was a while ago. So for those that may not have seen what you put in the WhatsApp group, what's that flyer look like? And why do you think it, in your opinion, why do you think it's getting you more results?
So I think that people like it because it does say like Kathryn's local summer window cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's personalized and it says my name rather than just like College Pro, people tend to be responsive to that. And then it also just kind of lists all of the services that we offer, and then has my phone number and my email. So it definitely like just gets people like seeing what they could have done on their house, and like they see us doing the work in the neighborhood and then see the flyer. So it does kind of get them in 2 ways. So I kind of have it here, but I essentially have a photo of one of my employees from last year, and then my photo, Kathryn's summer window cleaning. You work enough already. Let us do the work for you. And then the services underneath that, and then the contact information.
Awesome.
And it also says find us on Facebook. So that's helped too, because people have seen me on Facebook and then gotten the flyer, or vice versa.
It's awesome. And I thought you might have one near you. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Kat. Again, thanks for sharing it. And again, just capturing Google ads. That's, it's like a slow trickle. It's happening for you. Flyers, word of mouth, multiple different things, but that personal flyer, right? That's your story. I think anytime like someone's running a business, we were actually talking again, as mentioned this morning, is the full time, is that like our business, and Dan, who actually just joined us, was talking about how it's the human, right? It's about the person. And that I think is a big thing that you've been able to do with that flyer. I know for me, like I get a fair number of flyers are going up. Number of flyers I'm getting right now, it's increasing, and something like that would stand out for me. That it's, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of cool. So great job putting that together. And you may have a few people that shoot you a message and ask if they can get the editable version of that. So that's really well done. Awesome job, Kat.
Thanks.
Perfect. Tony, anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. In 1 hour, we're talking about problem solving with the full-time team. They're in training, not training, they're in a line meeting today, and part of that is some training. And I think one of the things that I would have talked about is what our core competency is we want to be world-class problem solvers. Effectively, what I'm hearing is root issue, solution, option, solution, root issue, option, solution. And the ability to go from that root issue, solving it, and action. And so you're getting real repetitions. So what I would put out, you only get that when you're active. You can't do that inside your head. You have to be doing it. College Pro has always been, when it's at its best, it's a contact sport, and you got to make contact. So I'll leave it at that. I think you guys have heard me for the last 14, 15 weeks. I'm glad I'm a little part of this instead of a big part of it. I'm always writing stuff down when I'm listening to everything in terms of what we take and what we're going to bring into the program, continuous program right now and into next year. So thanks to everyone who was on today. And just think about, my job is to become a world-class problem solver. The only way I do that is to solve problems continuously. Keep that moving. Great job.
Awesome. And everybody, again, as a wrap, thanks, Tarek, for sharing. And congrats on a Rookie of the Week performance last week. Dylan, congrats, and thanks for sharing. And for Entrepreneur of the Week, Kat, thanks for opening your box of, let's say, secrets and secret sauce to everybody. And we're all really proud of the work that you're doing, and I hope you guys are too. It's a challenging role that a lot of people you're in, and you're doing a lot of really special things, and very thankful that that we are where we are right now on June 19th, because we are in a position to really go far, which means all of you are really in a position to go really far. So have an awesome Friday, everybody. Stay safe in the heat. Sunscreen, water, please. Sunscreen, water, please. And have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. See you guys.